Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second game of tonight's doubleheader between the Huron Tigers and the host Brookings Bobcats. This contest is being conducted by the administration of Brookings High School under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and educational benefit of high school students. We encourage you to support your team in a positive manner while pursuing victory with honor. Please enjoy the game and support these student athletes for modeling good sportsmanship. Now, let's please say hello to the Brookings cheerleaders. Kira Steinhauer, Ruby Simmonsmeyer, Morgan Caldwell, Lacey Knutzel, Amber Rockberg, Grace Weston, Olivia Hawks, Grace Vostack. The cheerleaders are coached by Hannah Simmonsmeyer. Now, let's meet the lineups for tonight's non-conference matchup. First, the starters for the Liberty Tigers. At guard, 5'10" senior, number 10, Dana Dylan Lichty. At guard, 6'4" senior, number 23, Mason Davis. At guard, 5'11" junior, number 24, CJ Gainey. At guard, 6'6" freshman, number 3, Blake Elroy. And at guard, 6'3" senior, number 32, Ryan Zidensky. The Tigers are coached by Tim Cuddenhagen and assisted by Jim Noyes, Spencer Staley, and Bryce Anderson. And now, let's meet the lineups for the Bobcats. At guard, 5'11", junior, number 4, Austin Clark. At guard, 6'2", senior, number 5, Ryan Bowman. At guard, 5'8", senior, number 10, Sam Conrad. At center, 6'5", number 11, Owen Burns. At forward, 6'2", senior, number 22, Nathan Reese. The Bobcats are coached by David Bordak and assisted by Joe Hunter, Joe Fredericks, Carter Hall, and Zach Jordan. The officials for tonight's match are Nick Arnold, Greg Spiegler, and Luke Langer. Let's play some ball.
Junior, and he'll be jumping up against Blake Elwine, the 6'6" freshman for Huron. Brookings will be going left to right from my vantage point here in the press box in the first half, and the opening tip won by the Huron Tigers. In the backcourt it is Dylan Lichty. He dribbles, goes left wing, and a quick three from Mason Davis will go. Huron on the board quick. Mason Davis knocks one down from 22. Up ahead they get it to Bauman. Bauman dribbles in, pass in the backcourt, tipped away. Actually is going to be touched last by number 10 for the Bobcats. That is Sam Conrad, out of bounds, back over to the Huron Tigers with a 3-point early lead. Rylan Zaveski dribbles it up, passes right side. Davis, another quick three. No good on this one. Weak side board is grabbed by Lease. Up ahead now, bringing it across is Clark. Clark in the backcourt, dribbles, gets a pick, pass in the backcourt now to Conrad. Conrad crosses over top of the key, step back, thought about the three, pass right wing is going to be wide of the reach of Nathan Lease, and another turnover by the Bobcats. They have yet to get a shot up on 2 possessions. They trail 3-0. Bringing it up for the Tigers is going to be Zaveski. Again, 27 points in their first meeting. He dribbles, goes in the backcourt for Gainey. Top of the key pass for Davis. Left side now, they go for Elwine. He dribbles the baseline, kicks it out on the wing. A three is up and good for Zaveski. His first bucket is good. 2 threes for the Tigers, and it's 6-0. We tick inside 7 to play. Clark goes up ahead to Bauman. Back to Conrad, rather, in the backcourt. Lease now has it, back to Conrad, goes to Burns, right wing. Dribbles, goes to Clark. He thought about the three, hangs on to it. Baseball pass down in the corner for Lease. Left side, he dribbles. Does Lease, going to get a foul on Elwine. Blake Elwine picks up the first foul of the ball game. He's on the drive, so the Bobcats will take it out underneath left side. Clark will inbound. Gets it into Conrad, and it was tipped away by Davis, but off the thigh of Conrad, and another turnover. Tigers get the ball back. Quick timeout by head coach David Rohrbach of the Bobcats. Just wants to talk some things over and get his Bobcats composed here. So we'll keep it right here as it's a 30-second timeout. 6-0 early here. Tigers leading over the Brookings Bobcats. Timeouts are always brought to you by Brookings Engraving in downtown Brookings. Appreciate you joining us for Tuesday night hoops here. It'll be a busy week on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Thursday I'll be in white for Sioux Valley taking on Dubrook boys basketball. And then Friday and Saturday we'll have double headers both days in Rapid City. I want to say thanks to Avera Medical. They provide state-of-the-art medical care through highly trained physicians, experienced professional staff, and access to the entire Avera system. And out of the timeout, Huron ball, bringing it up will be Zaveski. Pass right side for Davis. Davis holds, guarded by Bauman. Dribbles top of the key, man-to-man defense by the Bobcats. He picks up his dribble, pass right wing now for Lichty. Lichty bounces it to Zaveski. Zaveski in the lane, kicks it out left wing. Gainey for three, short, no good. Rebounded by Austin Clark. He'll bring it up right side. Dangerous pass up ahead to Lease. Lease picks it up, lets everybody catch up. Top of the key, left open from three, and knocks it down. Does Nathan Lease. First bucket of the night for the Bobcats is a three, and it cuts it to a 6-3 lead. Zaveski right wing. Dribbles, leaves for Lichty in the corner. Three, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Burns. He gives it off to Clark. Clark brings it up left side. In the backcourt, he passes for Conrad. Right side, Lease, pump fakes, dribbles into the lane. Passes left side for Conrad. Down in the corner, Clark hoists and knocks one down. And just like that, the Bobcats pull back even with the Tigers at 6 apiece. Zaveski will bring it up left side. Dribbles, thought about the three, pump fake, holds onto it, goes to Lichty. Lichty on the wing now. Excuse me, that's Elwine in the lane. Passes right wing to Davis, back out to Elwine. Looks back door, nothing there. Elwine dribbles in the lane. And pump fake, steps through, lost his footing a little bit, regains his possession, regains his footing rather, and rebounds it and puts it back in. Does Elwine off his own miss. Tigers back up by 2, 5:15 to play in the first quarter. Conrad in the backcourt. Inside out dribble to the right wing. Pass left side, Lease left open. Deep three, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Zaveski, and he'll bring it up. Zaveski, the right elbow, picks it up, scoops in the backcourt. Elwine for three, no good. Rebounded by Conrad. He'll bring it up now for the Bobcats. Inside 5 to play. Conrad right elbow, passes right side. Clark thought about the three. Decided better of it. Top of the key pass, Lease. Swings it left side for Bauman. And we're going to get a whistle away from the ball. As Bauman had it on the wing, and I think it's going to go against Burns, and it will. Didn't see down what was going on down low. Look, must have been some jockeying for position. Davis sits down, so does Lichty. In for the Tigers, going to be number 12, Gavin Moding, and number 40, Dawson Rogers. 4:44 on the clock, 2-point lead for the Tigers. And they've got the ball here in the first quarter. And now we had a little bit of a delay there, not sure what was going on, but we've got it figured out, whatever it was. Zaveski brings it across. Right wing, pulls up from three, knocks it down over Burns. Zaveski's first 2 buckets are 3-pointers, and it's up to a 5-point lead for Huron. Conrad brings it across, pass right side in the backcourt for Clark. He bounces it down to Burns, right block area. Burns dribbles, spins in the lane, little jump left-handed hook, no good. Rebound is tipped and now fought for. Lease and Rogers for it, and it comes out of there, and coming away with it is Elwine, and he'll be fouled by Bauman. Be the first foul for Bauman. A hustle here in the first half. Bauman sitting down. That first foul. Checking in for the Bobcats is Ben Moret. Ben Moret will pick up the defense on Zaveski. Coming up on 4 to play. 5-point lead for Huron. Left side pass, he goes for Moding. Moding back to Zaveski. As Zaveski dribbles right wing. Goes in the corner, and he's going to be called for a double dribble as he almost handed it off to Gainey, and then dribbles again. He turns it back over to the Bobcats. Bobcats get it back with 3:59 to go in this first quarter, trailing by 5. A little full court pressure here as Moret gets it in to Conrad. Conrad will dribble it up left side, pass across the timeline to Lease. Lease dribbles on the wing, picks it up now, Goes in the corner for Conrad. Conrad dribbles out on the wing. Picks up his dribble. Goes top of the key for Clark. Clark scoops into the backcourt to Moret. Left side pass. Conrad on the wing. Conrad dribbles down in the corner. Moret goes cross court right side. Clark pump fakes. Clark dribbles in the lane. Loses it. Regains possession. Scoops it to Lease. Top of the key. Left side on the wing to Conrad. Corner. Moret. Three. No good. Rebound on the weak side by Elwine. Elwine dribbles it up for the Tigers. Top of the key. Picks it up, passes right corner, and that is Rogers. Rogers dribbles baseline, takes it reverse layup, goes high off the board, no good. Good defense by Jackson Hoffman, and Hoffman comes away with the rebound. 3:15 to go. Clark on the other end bounces it into Lee, stolen away by Zaveski. Zaveski takes it across the timeline. He'll get contact and go to the floor. Zaveski rubbing his right hip, and it's going to go on number 32 for the Bobcats. That is going to be Jackson Hoffman's first. The third foul of the half for the Bobcats. And look who joins us. Is going to be Alec Johnson. Alec streaking back from Brandon Valley. How'd it go over there? All right. Thanks for the catch-up. Moting left wing. That's all we got time for. Moting, top of the key, goes right side for Rogers. Rogers looking inside, nothing there. Pass left side, Lichty will hoist a contended three. Air ball, Moting underneath the basket, gets a gift, and he puts it in with the reverse layup, does Gavin Moting. Rebound and a putback for Moting. It's the largest lead of the night for the Tigers at 7. Conrad goes in the corner for Lease. Lease dribbles out on the elbow, top of the key to Hoffman. Left wing pass to Johnson. Down in the corner, Conrad for three. Weak side board, off the miss, is grabbed by Moret. Now to Lease. Johnson down in the corner, Conrad again. Dribbles, picks it up, goes cross court right side to Moret. Moret looks inside, nothing there. Back left side to Conrad, down into Johnson. Johnson takes it up, double clutch is no good. Weak side board by Lease, put back no good, and the second rebound is grabbed by Elwine. And now up on the other end, they gets it to Lichty. Lichty takes it baseline. It's going to count. He got the contact and got the shot to go. He'll have a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play from the line.
It looked like Sam Johnson thought about taking the charge, slid over a little too late, hence the body. Nice and one there, but right idea, just didn't quite get there in time. Foul, and then, like you said, a potential three-point play here for the Tigers.
Lease and Conrad sit down. Back in Clark and Burns for the Bobcats. That was the fourth foul of the half for the Bobcats, by the way. 2:08 to go. Lichty at the line. And his free throw is good. It rolls around and drops. 3 for Lichty here in the first quarter. And it's a 10-point lead for Huron. 6 for Zaveski. Again, they've got to keep an eye on him. He had 27 in the first meeting over in Huron. He's got 2 threes here in this first quarter already. Bringing it up is going to be Bauman. Bauman crosses the timeline, picks it up, goes in the corner for Hoffman. Back out to Bauman. To Clark, the bottom of the circle. He'll set the offense. Inside 2 to play in the first. Dribbles right side, hands off for Moret. Back to Clark on the right wing. Back out to Moret, the backcourt. Left corner, now Bauman. Bauman on the wing for Hoffman. To Moret. Right wing, they swing it to Clark. Clark goes top of the key for Bauman. He'll swing it left side. Stolen away by Zaveski. Zaveski up on the other end, drops it off for Moting. Moting gets it to go in off the board as Bauman couldn't get his hand in front of the shot as he was stretching to try to block it. We've got a timeout on the floor. And it was taken by the Bobcats, a full timeout. They trail by 12 with 1:30 to go in the first quarter. We'll take the timeout with them. Timeouts are always brought to you by Brookings Engraving. You're listening to Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Out of the timeout, it is Brookings ball. It's been a 12-0 run since it was 6-6. Huron hit 2 threes to start things off. It was 6-0. Brookings brought it back to even after hitting a couple of threes of their own, and now it's 18-6.
And here you obviously just need a bucket, which again sounds simple, but I mean any way that you can stop this run to end the quarter, because like you said, 12 unanswered for Huron. Momentum is all on their side.
Moret hits a three deep from the left wing. Ben Moret steps up off the cross-court pass and knocks one down. Big bucket for the Bobcats. Moting. Right side to Davis, down in the corner for Rogers. Rogers goes top of the key for Lichty. Lichty dribbles. Moves on the wing for Rogers, who pump fakes, dribbles in, Euro step, and a runner no good. Rebounded by Burns. Good recovery defense by the Bobcats, and now the pass up ahead, and it's going to go out of bounds, out in front of everybody, back over to Huron. Or goes out on the far sideline, excuse me. Ethan Negebauer into the game for the Tigers for the first time tonight, number 54. We got him listed at 6'5", and they might want to remeasure. He is tall. Lichty on the far sideline. In the backcourt, they go for Moting. Moting crosses over against Clark into the lane, picks it up now, pivoting, looking for somebody to get it to. Gets it top of the key for Lichty. He lost it momentarily. Jab step. He gets by Conrad. Dribbles in the lane, kicks it in the corner. Rogers for three. Got it to go and caught the far side of the rim and up off the backboard and back through for Rogers. His first bucket. It's a 12-point lead. Shot clock is off, 25 to play in the first quarter. Lease in the backcourt, hands off for Conrad. Conrad inside out dribble down the right side of the lane. He'll be fouled on the drive, and it is going to go against Rogers. That'll be his first. It's the second for the Huron Tigers. I want to say thanks to Avera Orthopedics. Step up your game with Avera Orthopedics, the official sports medicine provider for Brookings High School athletics. Visit avera.org/orthopedics to learn more. Lease in the backcourt. Pass left side for Conrad down in the corner. Clark lobs it down on the baseline for Burns. He goes cross court to Lease on the right wing. Now to Clark. Clark a deep three, left wing, nothing but net for Austin Clark, his second in the first quarter. And it's a big one. And I don't think Gavin Moting knows how much time is left. He was just dribbling up court. That was a big bucket for the Bobcats. That cuts it to 9, brings it back to within single digits right at the end of the first half. 6 points now for Clark. We'll take a 60-second break and we'll be back with the quarter. You're listening to Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Ivy Food Store is proud to be a friend of Brookings High School and to support Bobcat athletic teams, finance programs, and student organizations. Clint's electric will use their educational activities and an investment in our youth and is pleased to be a community partner of Brookings High School.
Start of the second quarter, it will be Bobcats ball, and inbounding at half court, far side is going to be Lease. He gets it in to Conrad to start the offense. I think they're running 4.
That's what it sounded like. You should be a coach.
There's 7 people yelling 4. I believe that was the play. Number 4, Clark has it on the right wing, gets a pick and dribbles it in the backcourt off his foot, and it goes out across half court, and it will be saved back in by Conrad after it had already crossed half court, over and back, and the Tigers get it.
And again, just some of those turnovers, I know, again, easier said than done. You don't want turnovers, but turnovers, like that to start the quarter, you're only down 9, and they had one not too long ago after a Huron miss. Those are the ones that Brookings just can't afford if they want to creep back into this game.
Lichty, right wing, goes to Davis, top of the key, left wing pass to Zaveski. Zaveski jab steps, and he gets called for a travel. And I'm just going to be nice. I'm going to be nice to the referees tonight.
Looked like a jab.
That's our buddy from a couple weeks ago. Conrad, pass right wing, Burns. Burns goes left side to Conrad. He looks inside, nothing there. He'll go top of the key. Bauman thought about the three, hangs onto it, dribbles in, kicks it out left wing. Conrad for three, and we're going to get a whistle before the three-pointer. It didn't go in anyway, and they're going to get Bauman with the offensive foul as he knocks somebody to the floor.
I want to say he was running through the screen, and sometimes, you just have that momentum on your side. Again, I don't think he was obviously trying to do that, but when you do just run through a guy like that and gets knocked to the floor, that's one of those calls where a ref sees it and they're just going to, go the other way with it.
Second on Bauman. Moret quickly up off the bench. He'll check into the next dead ball. Left wing Elwine's going to hoist a three. No good. Rebound, tracked down, and knocked off of Conrad. Oh, looked like it went off Conrad. Davis is the last one to touch it, says the referee for Huron. The ball goes back over to the Bobcats. So Bauman will sit down after the dead ball, and Ben Moret back in. Full court pressure by the Tigers. Inbounding is going to be Lease. He gets it in for Conrad. Conrad, left side, in the backcourt. Dribbling. He's going to cross the timeline. Nobody challenged him, so why not? The Bobcats are into their offense. Conrad picks it up in the corner, lobs, and the ball is going to be tipped. Dangerous play in the corner by Conrad. They get bailed out by a foul call. Doesn't mean it wasn't the right call, but still get bailed out. It's going to be Rylan Zaveski picking up his third for the Tigers. Clark to inbound underneath his own bucket, left side, looking in, gets it in the corner for Conrad. Conrad, cross-court right side, Lease, gonna hoist. No good on the three, rebound tapped out by Burns, and Conrad will come up with it. On top of the key, Clark, he drops it in for Lease. 10 feet away, straight away in the lane. Turnaround jumper goes for Nathan Lease.
And nice tap out there by Burns. I know it's one thing, might not come down with the rebound, but the tap out himself there led to that extra possession for the Bobcats.
Zaveski drives from the right wing and gets in the lane, pump fakes, and gets Moret to drive by, and Zaveski has an easy bucket. He's got 8. Back to a 9-point lead. Lease up ahead to Burns. Now back out to Lease. Lease dribbles left side on the wing. Passes in the backcourt for Clark, almost tipped away by Gainey. Conrad, rather, is the one who regains possession. And Moret right wing down in the corner for Clark. Clark dribbles, picks it up in the lane for Burns. He can't handle it. Lease is there. Lease dribbles, goes out left corner for Conrad. He'll dribble in. 15-footer on the left baseline. No good. Rebound fought for. And coming away with it is Mason Davis. On the other end, left side, Lichty on the wing. He leaves for Davis. Davis goes top of the key for Gainey. Gainey jab steps, dribbles, goes top of the press left wing right there for Lichty. Lichty knocks down a fall-away three, and he'll be fouled. Dylan Lichty. He has 6 now, as he had an old-fashioned three-point play in that first quarter. He has a chance to make, would it be called an old-fashioned 4-point play?
I guess, and they said it was on the push too, because that's one of those things where you contest. Anytime I think a shooter though knows that they have that chance to kind of to fall down after the shot, it's really, you're either going to get bailed out and get the call. Worst case, you don't. But that's one of those things. It's just tough as a defender to close out knowing when you see the shooter go to the ground and he gets the call.
First foul on Clark, and the free throw was good for Lichty. He's got 7. That's a 13-point lead. Right wing on the other end, 3 is up and no good for Conrad. Rebound tipped away and grabbed by Elwine, and the Tigers have it back. On the left baseline, Zaveski double team, passes over it, stolen away by Conrad. Quickly on the other end, Conrad took it up, may have gotten it blocked by Davis, and a loose ball grab and put out ahead by Lichty to Gainey. Gainey dribbles up right baseline. His pass across the lane is kicked out of bounds. Pass touched by the Bobcats, I believe, Ben Moret, and will stay with the Tigers. Conrad, nice aggressive move to the bucket.
And that's one thing he does so well. He loves to attack. That's where, again, some of that height is at his disadvantage. So many guys are able to reach across for the blocks, but still, you saw him go coast to coast, and he's never afraid to go after a big man. He's done it lots. He did it there. Just happened to get blocked there at the end.
Moret picks up his first foul on the inbound pass. That'll be the 7th of the half already for the Bobcats with 4:49 to go. So to the stripe for the front end, at least of a 1-and-1, goes Zaveski. His first trip to the line, he's got 8 points. Go along with a rebound and a steal unofficially. The lefty knocks down the front end of the 1-and-1. So he's now got 9. And he had 27 in that first game against the Bobcats. It was a 4-point win for the Tigers. Both free throws go. for Zaveski. In the double digits already. Clark bringing it up right side. They're not showing real heavy pressure. They're just kind of following them up court. Felice, left side now in the backcourt. Now down in the corner, Moret may have gotten fouled. Airmails the 3, and the rebound comes down to Elwine. He's got 6 unofficial the first half. Lichty left baseline, dribbles into the lane, kicks it out into the corner. And we're going to get a whistle, as taking the contact was Nathan Smith after the pass by Lichty. So Lichty picks up the offensive foul. It was a late call, but it didn't look like it was necessarily a bad call.
No, and again, nice job by Smith, just kind of slid over. I think, like you had said, it was after the pass, but the Huron guy didn't really stop, so Smith slid over and took a charge. Much needed for the Bobcats, trail by 15 with 4:20 left to go. Again, in one of those situations where they need a bucket to not only get back into the game, but also just take momentum away from the Tigers.
Left corner, Johnson out in the backcourt to Smith. Right side to Clark. Clark dribbles, goes to Hoffman inside the right elbow. He gets it tipped away to Hoffman. Now it's on the floor. There's a fight for it. We're going to go to the possession arrow, and that's going to be in favor of the Huron Tigers. Just a hustle play by the Tigers defense there. Nice hustle by Hoffman getting on the floor, but tie-up goes to the Tigers. 4:07 to play here in the first half. 15-point lead for Huron. Moding, right side in the backcourt. He goes to Colton McNeil into the game for the first time. No pass to Elwine in the backcourt. Dribbles to the left wing, drops it into Zaveski. He's double teamed, goes back door for McNeil. McNeil dribbles, almost loses it, passes it in the corner for Elwine, who dribbles and drives baseline. Runner, no good, in and out, rebounded by Ben Johnson. Quickly up ahead, right wing Clark, back to Johnson in the backcourt. Left side, Nathan Smith. Dribbles baseline, takes it up, and his shot no good, left it short, rebounded by Moding. On the other end, Moding all the way in the lane, scoop shot no good, tap back is good for Zaveski. He's got a dozen as Rylan Zaveski. So much for keeping him out of the scoring column in the first half. And it's a 17-point lead. Smith in the backcourt, passes, and it's in traffic to the elbow and anticipated by Zaveski. He comes away with a steal. And he's going to be fouled before he headed out in front of everybody. And the foul is going to go on Hoffman. That'll be his second. 8th of the half for the Bobcats. So to the line goes Zaveski already with, I've got him for a dozen. I think they missed that last 2 for Zaveski.
I bet you're right. Always.
Well, that's certainly not the case, but I believe I'm confident that I'm right on this one. Zaveski's free throw. Front end is good. He's now 3 of 3 from the stripe. Had those 2 threes, 2 field goals.
3, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah. And 11 with, let's see, 3, 6, 8, 10. 12 with those first 2 free throws, and 13 with that last free throw.
13
and now
14.
14. So hopefully we'll get that squared away. I believe he's got 14 though. They've got him up for a dozen on the board. It is a 19-point lead for the Tigers. We're at 3 minutes to play here. In the backcourt, Conrad. Inside to Johnson, down in the corner for Clark. Clark goes to Lease, pulls up above the right block from about 8 feet. The jump shot rolls around and drops for Nathan Lease. He's got 7 to lead the way for the Bobcats now. We get a quick whistle out of the timeout, or out of the after the bucket by the Bobcats. A quick 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Timeouts are always brought to you by Brookings Engraving in downtown Brookings. With that bucket that cuts it to 17. I want to say thanks to First Bank and Trust. They're a proud sponsor of Bobcat Arts and Athletic Programs. Everyone should play hard and make easy. Visit any of their 4 Brookings locations. 2:47 to go here in this first half. 33-16. Tigers with the lead. They'll have the ball out of the timeout.
And again, one thing, seems as though the last couple games it's just Brookings has good open looks. They just can't seem to buy a bucket. 6 of 18 from the field, so only 33%. Here on 11 of 22, so they're shooting 50%. So they're shooting well. But again, with Brookings, they just need some of those buckets to fall, and that 17-point game, slowly turns into maybe a 10 to 12-point game, and they are back in it. It's just we got to get the buckets to fall.
Important last couple of minutes. Moding drives baseline, drew the defender, dropped it off for Negebauer. Negebauer blows the layup, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot a couple. He's frustrated and kind of smiling as he gets a 5 from his teammate Rogers, Dawson Rogers. So Negebauer rather, will step to the stripe.
Not an awful foul there from Clark. I think it was going to be an absolute easy layup had he not fouled him. Granted, first free throw's made, but still a little push from behind. Missed the shot, so worst case he makes them both from the line. But I think had he not fouled, it would have been an easy layup for him anyway.
Yeah. Second on Clark. And that first free throw, as you mentioned, was good for Negebauer. That's his first point on the night. The lefty hits them both. Delayed the inevitable, but back to a 19-point lead. 2.5 to go here in this first half. Conrad goes above the right block for Burns. Burns goes on the corner. Clark hoists in and out on the three. Rebound comes down to Negebauer, his first of the game. Now Zaveski on the other end in the lane. Drops it off for Moding, who got backdoor. No on the shot. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Away from Moding by Clark. It stays with Huron. Moding just slipped back door, lost his defender. Bobcats lucky they didn't give up another bucket. A tie for the largest lead of the game right now, 19. Right wing Gainey. Jab steps, dribbles, top of the key, pass for Moding, right side for Rogers. Rogers holds. Goes down in the corner for Zaveski. Lobbed into Negebauer, and he had backside position against Lease. And there's another easy attempt for Negebauer. He gets this one to go. 21-point lead, largest of the night. Inside 2 to go. Conrad kicks it in the corner. Clark hoists and hits from the corner. A big bucket for the Bobcats. Clark's third three of the game. He's got 9. Up ahead to Gainey and Zaveski. Dangerous pass as Clark was there, close to him, and it goes off of Gainey's hands, out of bounds, back over to the Bobcats. So they have a chance to cut into an 18-point lead.
And shooting well, I should say, from beyond the arc. I think there were 6 of 18 from the field, but I want to say there were 4 of 10 for threes. That right there is their 5th. So, I mean, luckily they are on fire from beyond the arc, which is also keeping them in this game. Nice shot there from Clark. He'll have to keep it up here to stay in it.
About 45%, if my math doesn't fail me, roughly. Close enough. Conrad dribbling into the front court. He dropped it off for Burns after drawing the defender and got Burns an easy bucket. Minute 15 to go here. 17-point lead for the Tigers. Zaveski dribbles down the right side of the lane, kicks it in the corner. Now out on the wing to Rogers. Left side pass to Gainey. Gainey dribbles, goes right side. Zaveski left open for 3, left it short. Long rebound for Conrad. He's out in the open. On the other end, takes it into the lane, and he's going to lay it in as Zaveski just acted like he might go up for the block. First field goal for Conrad. That cuts it to 15. Inside a minute to go. Zaveski down the right side of the lane, picks it up. And he's going to get it tipped away. Double team, finally gets it out in the backcourt. And that is to his teammate, number 14, who I don't have on my roster. And now dribbling it to the corner. Zaveski down the baseline, takes it up. And Clark may have gotten away with a foul there. Clark comes away with a rebound, though, up on the other end. He goes left corner to Bauman, back out to Clark. Shot clock is off. In the backcourt, Lease. They might hold for 1. 20 to play here in this first half. Lease just holding out near the bottom of the circle. 11, 10. Head coach Rohrbach calling out what he wants them to do. Conrad in the backcourt against Gainey. Dribbles into the lane. Euro step, takes it up. Blocked by Gainey. It stays with the Bobcats with 2.1 to go on the clock.
Not a bad take there from Conrad. Again, he's been aggressive all night going at the hoop, but now you have a chance to draw or run an out of bounds play here to get a good look with 2 seconds left.
Get it into Conrad in the corner. Fall away from 18 will go over mysterious number 14, who I don't have on my roster. So a big bucket for Conrad. He's got 4. That cuts it to 14, and the Bobcats go into the break with a little momentum. 37-25. That cuts it to 12, excuse me, as they didn't have it up on the board yet, as the referee hadn't told them that it counted for sure, and now they do. So we'll go to the halftime with the Bobcats trailing by 12. They've cut it to 12. It was up to 21 at one point. They've got it back down to 12 and some momentum as they head into the break, down 37-25. We'll take a 4-minute break. We'll have stats when we come back. You're listening to Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Let's have a round of applause for these future Bobcat Hall of Famers. Century Business Products and Kyocera is a winning combination for best copiers and printers in the area and are proud supporters of Brookings Bobcat events. Go to CBB now and see how we are powering business technology. Please consider joining the Bobcat backers. The backers help provide financial support to the Bobcat athletic teams. They provide scholarships, help in state tournaments, support future Bobcat athletes, and assist in providing funds to help their facility upgrades and other athletic needs. You can visit the Bobcat Backers website at www.thebobcatbackers.com for more information on becoming a member. Returning to the game in the second half for the Huron Tigers, number 10, George Lickney, number 23, Mason Davis, number 24, CJ Jr., number 30, Blake Elwood, and number 32, Riley Levinsky. And for the Bobcats, number 4, Austin Clark, number 5, Ryan Bauman, number 10, Sam Conrad, number 11, Cole Burns, and number 22, Nathan Leese.
Out of the timeout or out of the break, it's going to be Bobcats ball. They'll be going right to left from our vantage point in the press box, and then the Tigers will be going back left to right. So we'll see if the Bobcats can continue that momentum from the first half. Want to say from the end of the first half. Want to say thanks to Bose Construction, Anderson Insurance, Central Bank, Brookings Chiropractic, Stony Brook, Brookings Health System, Kubota, and Dakota Bank. Lease gets it in the backcourt for Conrad. He'll start the offense for the Bobcats after bringing it across half court. Left wing pass, Clark. Clark goes in the backcourt for Conrad. Conrad back to the wing and Clark. He forces it into Burns. It's tipped away, and now finally coming away with it is Licky up ahead to Mason Davis, all the way up to Zaveski, who has an easy bucket on the other end. Quickly, the Bobcats get the first bucket of the second half. That one was for Zaveski. Put it in the right column. Conrad dribbles in the backcourt. Left wing pass leads down in the corner. Clark dribbles, looks inside, goes on the wing for Conrad. Back in the corner. Clark gonna hoist and may have just drawn strong iron. Rebound comes down to Dylan Licky, and he'll bring it up now for the Tigers. And Licky in the lane takes Clark off the dribble, lays it up and in off the board. And just like that, back to a 16-point ball game, 41-25. Lease on the other end of the backcourt for Conrad. Tosses it to Burns on the right wing. Burns holds, 19 feet away. Goes left side for Conrad. Conrad goes down to Lease, an errant pass. Lease can't save it in, and it goes out of bounds. Back over to the Tigers. Looks like the Bobcats are going to make a concerted effort to try to get the ball inside.
I was just going to say they're really forcing it down low, and again, it's resulted in turnovers, and not only turnovers, but the transition defense from the Bobcats also just not the best. Huron with 2 just easy layups for their first 4 points here.
Right wing Davis hoists the 3, no good. Airmails it, rebound to Burns, and he gives it off for Clark. Clark goes in the backcourt, left side to Conrad, down in the corner for Bauman. Bauman dribbles into a double team, pivoting now into some trouble, and now he's going to pass it to the backcourt. And before a 5-second call, Coach Rohrbach calls the timeout from the bench.
Okay.
And it'll be a full. We'll take it with them. 16-point lead for the Tigers with 6:24 to go. Timeouts are always brought to you by Brookings Engraving in downtown Brookings. You're listening to Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Nutrition sports medicine provider for Brookings High School athletics. Expert support with every major technology, orthopedic care, and sports medicine. Make your move to Avera Orthopedics.
To avoid the 5-second call, I want to say thanks to Hy-Vee Food Store. They're proud to be a friend of Brookings High School and to support Bobcat athletic teams, fine arts programs, and student organizations. 6:24 to go in this third quarter. Conrad will inbound underneath his own bucket, left side. He's looking in. He gets it in the corner for Bauman. Bauman looking inside. He goes to Burns. Underneath the left block, Burns double team, dribbles into it, takes it up strong. He's going to get the foul called, and he'll go to the line to shoot a couple. Strong move by Burns into a double team.
And then that was something we said at half. Be aggressive, get to the line, and we saw that with their first 2 possessions, just those forced entry passes resulting in the turnovers. Much better job there of getting it down low to Burns, who also did a good job to draw the foul in their first opportunity at the line tonight.
First one is missed for Burns. Foul one on Davis. Mason Davis is first of the game. Burns, a 33% free throw shooter coming in. He goes 1 for 2 on this trip. He's got 3 on the night. Cuts it back to 15. Gainey dribbles to the right wing. Crosses over to the free throw line. Passes left wing. Davis left open again for 3. No good on this one. Rebound tapped out by Gainey and chased down and saved in by Burns, but he can't save it in. It hits the end line, or the sideline rather, and stays with the Tigers. 6 minutes on the clock, a fresh shot clock for the Tigers as well. Lichty will inbound on the far sideline. Bounces it in on the baseline to Zaveski. Back to Lichty, loses it, and taken away by Lease. Lease up ahead, across the timeline, left side Clark. Clark goes left baseline, takes it up strong, and he'll be fouled, and I think that's probably, you're right, they talked about that, taking it strong to the hoop on that previous timeout. So Clark will have a couple free throws coming up.
Exactly, and 2, going back to that first half, Huron getting to the line 8 times, part of that being they were in the bonus. I think that's something probably Coach Rohrbach told his guys, like, hey, not only do we have to attack and get to the hoop, but also if Huron can pick up these fouls, it's going to better their chances, Brookings, of eventually hopefully getting Huron into the bonus so they can make some free throws as well.
Foul one on Elwan, his second, the second of the half for the Tigers, and Austin Clark hit a double digits for the Bobcats with that first free throw. He's got 3 threes and a free throw. Now he's got 3 threes and 2 free throws. 11 points on the night, 13-point lead. The Bobcats have it down to with 5:45 to go in the third. Zaveski started hesitation dribble, is down to the baseline, saves it in, back to Gainey on the wing. Top of the key to Davis, left wing Elwine. Fires it down to Zaveski, who had backside position on Moret. It was a little too much heat on that, as Zaveski loses it off his thigh out of bounds.
Huron kind of doing the same thing, really trying to get it down low to their post, and they can have some of that size advantage on guys like Conrad and Clark, but Brookings kind of caught a break there as Huron just couldn't hold on to it, but Brookings at this point will take any break they can catch. They're only down 13.
Conrad dribbles it across the timeline, leaves on the wing for Clark, back to Conrad. Above the right block now to Burns. Burns dribbles, double teamed again, scoops it off to Lease, who may have traveled, and he did. Gives it back. It was a nice find by Burns. He was double teamed. He scooped it around to Lease, who had a good look at the bucket. Just took a pivot step and gives it back over.
I don't know if Lease knew he was going to be that open. I think he just got a little too happy when he saw how much space he had in front of him, took that extra step.
He was a little surprised. Rogers left wing to Gainey, going to hoist a deep three, and he rolls it in. C.J. Gainey's first bucket of the day is a three, of the night rather. And he's got the lead back up to 16 on the other end. We're going to get a foul on the shot. It's going to go on Moding, I believe, judging by body language. And Clark will go to the line to shoot a couple more. That'll be the first on Moding. The third of the half for the Tigers. Clark back at the line. He's got 11. Now make it 12 as that one drops down. He's 3 for 3 from the stripe. He's hit 3 threes on the night as well. Cuts it back to 15. I'll say thanks to Kleitz Electric. They believe educational activities are an investment in our youth, and they're pleased to be a community partner of Brookings High School. We got a little condensation on the floor there, down near the baseline, on the left side of the lane. I'll say thanks to Century 21 Krogman and Company. They back all Bobcat athletics and activities. Let their team of agents be the home team advantage for all your real estate needs. Find them at century21brookings.com and go Bobcats. Both free throws are good for Clark. He's now 4 of 4 from the line. He's got 13 on the night to lead the Bobcats. Lead back down to 14. Elwine in the front court. Loses his footing. Curley kneels it, gets back up, loses it, and it was tipped away, I believe, by Conrad, and Owen Burns comes away with a steal. Conrad scoops it right wing for Clark. Back down to Conrad in the corner. Conrad, right side to Lease. Swings it left side to Moret. Down on the left corner, Clark. Dribbles baseline, takes it up strong, no good. Burns with the offensive rebound. Put back, no good. And a fight for the rebound. Burns on the floor, taken away by Zaveski. Now Rogers, baseball pass up ahead to Elwine. Elwine into the lane above the left block. Powers his way, and he's going to push off just a little bit with that elbow. Thought he got away with it. The ref was behind the play. I'm not sure how he saw it, but he got the call right.
And again, too, anytime like Conrad, good defense position, and when a post like that kind of sees that height advantage mismatch, they're gonna do all they can to create separation, and that's what he did there. Kind of lowered the shoulder just a little bit for enough for the ref to notice and foul there. That's Huron's fourth here with still 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And the third on Elwine. He'll have to sit down for a bit here. Back in is Davis. Dribbling Conrad. Goes right side to Clark. Top of the key. Hoffman. Left wing pass. Moret down in the left corner for Conrad. He dribbles. Goes in the backcourt. Hoffman. Right side to Clark. Clark. Top of the key. Lease. Deep three from 23 feet. No good. Short. Long rebound comes out to Moding. And he'll dribble it up. And he's going to be fouled in the backcourt before a steal. One on Hoffman, that'll be his third. First of the half for the Bobcats. The Tigers keep the ball. Lichty will inbound, goes into Moding. Moding will bring it across against Conrad. Dribbles to the left wing, picks it up, and he's 19 feet away, and finally gets it to Zaveski in the backcourt, guarded by Conrad. Zaveski goes left elbow for Lichty. Lichty traveled and gives it up into the corner, but gets the whistle and gives it back over to the Bobcats. He didn't like the call, but they got it right. 14-point lead. Bobcats get the ball back trailing off the 14-point lead for Huron. 3:40 to go in this third quarter. Conrad dribbles, goes top of the key for Hoffman. Hoffman chases it down, leaves in the backcourt for Clark. Clark bounces it in for Lee, stolen away by Zaveski, who anticipated the pass, and he'll dribble it up to the other end, into the lane, all the way to the bucket, and he'll be fouled and go to the line to shoot a couple. Well, Zaveski off of the steal, just waited for that bounce pass. Got to make sure your block player has contact.
Exactly. And again, that's just one of those force. I mean, again, you can see how hard they are trying to get it down low, and they've got to the line a few times from it, but they've also have, I think in this quarter, 3, possibly 4 turnovers resulting just from trying to get it down low. So again, that's something they just got to do a better job at if they're going to get it down low, to just ensure their post player has that position, because, like I said, 4 turnovers just off those entry passes. Hard to get back into the game with those amount of turnovers.
1 for 2 on the trip for Zaveski. He's got 15. That was the first foul, by the way, for Conrad. And it's a 15-point lead for Huron. Brookings with the ball, right wing, Clark goes into Hoffman, right block area, spins in the lane, gets a double team, kicks it out, left wing three for Lease, no good. Hoffman is going to push off and get the weak side rebound. And he's got 4. I think he just looked over and said, "You got to take me out, coach."
Not too often do you see a kid say take leg, but he knows he's got 4.
Yeah, he knew how many he had.
Just take me out.
Smart.
Yep.
Usually you don't hear the players tell the coach to take them out and wait for the coach to figure it out. But he's going to have to sit down. Back in is Ben Moret, or wait, was it Bauman that came back in? Bauman came back in.
Moret's in as well, and Sam Johnson just checked in. So Bauman, Moret, and Sam all checked in.
Baseball pass up ahead to Zaveski, ahead of Moret, who takes it up and puts it in. Zaveski gets fouled by Ben Moret as well. He'll have a chance to finish that from the strike.
And those plays too, you hate to see. It's one thing you have turnovers on bad entry passes and whatnot, but the full 80-foot pass, not only that for a layup, but then also the foul and the and one. Just tough there as he does connect, making it now a 48-30 lead for the Tigers.
And it was a good recognition by the Tigers. They noticed a bunch of those subs coming in, and they weren't going to be ready for that deep pass, and they weren't. Conrad behind the back, pulls up from 15 feet, short on the jumper. Rebound comes down to Rogers for the Tigers. We'll give it up now to Davis. Davis dribbles up right side, and we're going to get a timeout from the bench for the Tigers. Head coach Tim Budenhagen wants to talk some things over. Full timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. An 18-point lead for Huron, and they'll have the ball after the timeout with 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Timeouts are always brought to you by Brookings Engraving in downtown Brookings. You're listening to Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Out of the timeout, Huron basketball leading by 18. We've got 2:45 to go in this third quarter. Top of the key, Moding. Pass left side for Lichty. Lichty directing traffic, goes down in the corner for Zaveski. Zaveski goes baseline, cut off by Moret. Zaveski now backing him down. Pass is stolen away by Conrad. Conrad up on the other end into the lane. He'll take it up and lay it in. Big steal and bucket for the Bobcats. 6 now for Conrad. That cuts it to a 16-point game. Lichty brings it up to the other end, guarded by Johnson. Pass right side for Zaveski, guarded by Moret. Top of the key for Negebauer. Negebauer goes left side for Lichty. Lichty looks to bounce it into Johnson. Can't get it to him. Goes cross court, finds Moding wide open in the lane. Moding is fouled as he tries to take it up. And I believe it's going to go against Conrad. We'll await the official call, but I'm guessing that's who it was against. It's going to be on Conrad, his second on the shot. So Moding to the line for a couple. He's got 4, does Moding rather. 3 rebounds unofficially in the game as well. First free throw for Moding is good. He's now got 5 points on the night. I want to say thanks to 3M Brookings. They're pleased to be a community partner of Brookings High School dedicated to science and exploration. 3M Brookings works to improve your everyday life and ensures you are never more than 10 feet away from 3M technology. Good luck, Bobcats. No good on that free throw from Moding. And the rebound comes down to Burns. On the other end, a shot no good. And the rebound tipped out into the corner, and Rogers comes away with that one. On the other end, right corner, Zaveski backs off into the backcourt to run a little clock. Passes left side for Moding. Moding. That's right wing for Rogers. Rogers goes from the block for Zaveski, who dribbles around Moret. Shot no good. Zaveski with his own offensive rebound. He dribbles it into the backcourt with a fresh shot clock. He's out on the right wing, guarded by Moret. Top of key pass, Moding. Left wing swing to Lichty. Cross court, right wing pass. Rogers left open for three. In and out on the shot. No good. Rebounded by Moret. He gives off for Clark. Up ahead to Johnson. Back to Clark. Back to Johnson in the corner. He goes to Moret. He'll swing it left wing. Now for Bauman. Down in the corner for Clark. Pivots. Dribbles out on the wing. Cross court right side. Moret. Deep three, no good from 26 feet. Rebound comes down to Negebauer. Now bringing it up is Zaveski. Zaveski dribbles to the right wing and leaves now for Lichty. Lichty dribbles, crosses over against Johnson, picks it up. Pass cross court, dangerous pass to Johnson on the left wing. He double dribbled, I think, and didn't get called for it. Spin in the lane as Rogers is going to be called for a travel. May have been a makeup call for that no double dribble call on the opposite side of the court. The basket will not count. 17-point lead, 40.5 to go. It didn't look like he tapped it on the pass. It looked like he grabbed it and dribbled it, and then picked it up and dribbled it again. And if you just throw it to you tap it with one hand, and that doesn't count as your dribble. But that's not what he did, I don't believe. Just kind of casually did it and got away with it.
Worth a try, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I got away with it for a second. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. We're near the end of the third quarter. And the backcourt, we're going to get a foul against Lichty. That'll be his third. Second on Lichty, excuse me. And it will be the fifth of the half for Huron. Both teams with 5 with 26.7 to go here in the third quarter. Shot clock is off. Bobcats can hold for one if they like. They trail by 17. Conrad out near half court, just dribbling. And now Lichty getting a little closer to try to create a count. No count yet. Backs off now. Conrad keeps the dribble. Inside 10. Left wing. Conrad goes top of the key to Lease. Lease holds. Back to Conrad. 2-1. Conrad in the lane. Passes baseline to Bauman. They can't get a shot off. Just ran out of time, and it's 49-32 at the end of 3. Bobcats trail by 17. We'll take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter next. You're listening to Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Trailing 49-32. Tigers will have the ball to start the fourth quarter. Mason will inbound. Mason Davis, that is, on the far sideline at half court. He gets it into Gainey. Gainey leaves for Elwine to start the offense. Seen much of Elwine in this second half. He's got those 3 fouls. In the lanes of Esky, and he was double teamed. Pass out is stolen by Conrad up on the other end. Conrad leaves for Clark on the right wing. And the pass to the right wing from Clark is kicked by C.J. Gainey. It will stay with the Bobcats. 7:41 to go in the ball game here. Conrad to inbound, far sideline. Gets it in the corner for Bauman. Back out to Conrad. Did it get tipped? Or did it not? It did, so it will not be over and back. Yeah, Conrad almost just let it go out of bounds, but it didn't go. It stayed on the inside of that sideline. Clark driving on the baseline, tried to drop it off for Burns, almost stolen away. Burns steals it back away from Elwine. It looks like Elwine may have hurt his right ankle, and we're going to get a whistle on the loose ball as well. That's going to go against the Tigers. Zaveski picks up his second. Bobcats keep it. 7:23 to go. The sixth of the half for the Tigers, so they'll be in the bonus from here on out. And Elwine will limp off. He's grimacing, wincing.
Ankle, like you said.
Got to walk those off. Those are
Never
no fun.
fun.
No fun. Conrad on the backcourt. That's right side for Clark. Clark on the hash. Holding goes in the backcourt for Bauman. Bauman swings it left side for Lease, down in the corner for Conrad. Lobs it in for Burns, who takes it up strong, gets it to go, and it'll count. We'll have a chance to finish it off from the stripe. They reversed the floor and got it into Burns, and he finally gets a shot in the paint. He gets it to go. Nice reversal of the court by the Bobcats to open up that inlet pass.
A nice job by Burns keeping that position. That's something I think they did a few quarters ago. Didn't hold it the whole way around. Ball was reversed. Nice job by Burns. Get it down low. Converts for the three-point play.
Hits the free throw and cuts it to 14. We're at 7 minutes to play here. 14-point lead for the Tigers. On the other end, it is McNeil. Colton McNeil, top of the key for Rogers. Right side to Gainey. Gainey is, I think we're going to get a whistle away from the ball.
Bauman.
Down in the lane, Bauman's going to be called for a foul. That'll be his third. With 6:53 to go here. That was the sixth foul of the half for the Bobcats. Colton McNeil will take it out underneath his own bucket on the left side. He gets into the backcourt to Rogers. And Rogers dribbles and gives it to Zaveski in the backcourt. Zaveski holds. Dribbles, loses the handle on it, regains possession, keeps the dribble. On the right wing, guarded by Burns. Dribbles the baseline, shut off by Burns. Nice defense to McNeil, right wing. Jab steps, dribbles in the lane, kicks it left side. Now for Davis. Down in the corner for Gainey. Gainey jab steps, dribbles out on the corner. Down in the corner for Davis. Looking to lob it in, nothing there. Inside 10 to shoot. Right wing Rogers dribbles, leaves it in the corner for Gainey. A three, in and out, no good. And the tap back down the right side of the lane is good for Mason Davis. He's got 5 on the night now, and it's back to a 16-point lead, coming up on 6 to play. Right wing, Conrad, guarded by Gainey. Man-to-man defense for the Tigers. In the backcourt to Lease, left side Bauman, down in the corner. Conrad for 3, no good. Offensive board by Burns, dribbles, reverse layup, no good. And the next rebound tipped and now grabbed by Rogers. On the other end, Rogers leaves for Gainey on the wing. In the backcourt, it is Zaveski. Zaveski dribbles on the right wing. Dribbles baseline underneath the bucket and leaves it short on the shot. Wow. Tip back for Zaveski is good. Awkward tip back for the lefty. He's got his first points of the fourth quarter. And he's got 20 on the night to lead all players. Lease down in the corner to Clark. Back on the wing to Lease. On the corner for Clark. To Lease, looking to get it into Burns, finally drops it into him. Burns, nice drop step, good footwork, and he gets it to go off the board. Does Burns, and a quick timeout by the Brookings bench. 8 points on the night for Burns. Full timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. Timeout's always brought to you by Brookings Engraving in downtown Brookings. You're listening to Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Out of the timeout, full court pressure by the Bobcats. The Tigers get it into Zaveski. He'll let it clear and bring it up against Ben Moret. Across the center court line. Right wing Zaveski goes baseline underneath the bucket. Tried to get it to Negebauer. It's tipped away, and coming away with it is going to be Ben Moret. He's up on the other end, leaves on the wing for Conrad. He'll dribble baseline, spins by the defender Lichty, and drops it off for Smith, who can't handle it. Steal will go to Moding. Now up ahead to Lichty. Lichty in the front court, goes in the backcourt right side on the wing for Moding. Moding dribbles, goes right wing for Lichty. Lichty tried to bounce it in for Zaveski, will get a foul. And it's going to go against Jackson Hoffman fighting for position, and he just got back in there, and he fouled out. Yeah. So Hoffman fouls out with a rebound unofficially on the game. That's all I've got him down for. We'll take a look at the official stats at the end of this one, but he'll foul out having not scored. Clark back in, checking in for Nathan Smith as well. And Lease checks back in for Hoffman, who fouled out. It was the 7th foul of the half, so to the front end, to the free throw line for the front end is Zaveski, and the first free throw rolls around and drops for Ryland Zaveski.
At least we're going to try and take that out. I don't think he knew it was a 1-on-1. Ref caught him, though. He got it, went baseline. He was about to throw it in, and again, might as well try it. Worst case, they don't catch him, but
Zaveski hits them both. He's got 22 on the night. Yeah, might as well try it. Why not? It's an 18-point lead. We're coming up on 4.5 to go. Clark dribbles right baseline and underneath the bucket, tried to swing it out in the corner to Moret. It's tipped out of bounds by Zaveski. It stays with the Bobcats. And say thanks to Century Business and Products and Kyocera. They're your winning combination for the best copiers and printers in the area. And they're proud supporters of Brookings Bobcat Athletics. Go to CBP now and see how they are powering business technology. Lease in the backcourt, inside 4.5 to go. Passes left wing for Conrad. He'll drop it in for Burns. To Moret down the left baseline. Shot is blocked. He gets it back. Kicks it out right wing. Clark knocks down a 3, and he gets fouled. It's going to go against Lichty. Clark pumped after that one. He's got 16 on the night. A chance to cut this back to a 14-point lead. The Bobcats just kind of
it seems like that's the wall. They get it to 14 multiple times, and they just can't seem to get a stop. Again, you got time, 4:19. But if you can get this to 10, you'll even see, that momentum slide your way, get the crowd into it. But like we've said, they get it to 14, and then before you know it, it's right back up to 17 or 18. So big defensive stand here for the Cats. Got it to 14. Can they get a stop? Cut it to 12, possibly 11.
Clark hits the free throw. He's got 17 now on the night. Lichty in the lane, bounces it off for Negebauer, who I don't think even saw it coming, and the steal will come away to Burns. Burns up ahead now to Clark. Moves it right wing for Lease. Lease thought about the 3, and looks like he must have left his feet. He tried to dribble and keep it, but came off the ground and travels and gives it back to the Tigers.
And again, was going to shoot it. That defender came in late second, which just always throws off the shooter. Least thought he had a wide open 3, but even just that split second where the defense is there, threw him off guard, lifted the foot up, but it looks like they're going to cause a turnover here to get the ball back.
Gainey trying to beat a double team with the pass between the two defenders, and it's behind Lichty out of bounds on the far sideline. So the Bobcats get it back, a chance to cut into this 14-point lead and get beyond that barrier Alec was talking about moments ago, that is. Lease in the backcourt, goes right side to Clark, to Moret in the backcourt. Back to Clark on the wing. Oh, too tall. He somehow kept it in bounds. Looked like it was going to go off his hands, out of bounds. In the backcourt to Conrad. Tried to lob it in the lane. Tipped away. Chased down by Lease, who will put it up and in over Rogers in the lane. An awkward possession by the Bobcats.
Stepped over the line.
A bucket, and the Tigers step over the line, inbound again, and give it right back over to the Bobcats.
Here it is, 12. Can they get it to 10?
Get it to 10 within. Back into single digits if they hit a 3 here on this possession. So the Bobcats, a little momentum here. Conrad to inbound. Gets it into Burns on the right blocker. He turns into a double team and loses the ball on the way up. Tipped away. Rogers comes away with a steal, and he has it on the other end. Tipped away by Moret. Rogers dribbles down to the baseline and has to save it in as his momentum was taking him out of bounds, and he saves it in off of Moret's knee and keeps it on the Tigers' end. Timeout by the Tigers, a full timeout on the court. 3:21 to go, 55-43. Tigers with the lead in the ball when we come back from the timeout. Timeouts are always brought to you by Brookings Engraving in downtown Brookings. You're listening to Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Scholarships, help with state tournaments, support future Bobcat athletes, and assist in providing funds to help facilities and fields and other athletic needs. You can visit the Bobcat Packers website at www.bobcat.com for more information on becoming a member.
Uh, 2:30 and a 4 o'clock tip, I believe, for the girls and the boys on Saturday. So we'll be back late.
A lot of basketball. Middle school plays Thursday at home against, well, they go to Aberdeen. They play Saturday, high school, and it's just a full week of Bobcat basketball.
Love it. Fun time of year. Making up some games, so it's getting a little busy here. Keeps me out of trouble, though. Right baseline, Rogers goes cross-court left side. Gainey left open. Deep three, no good. Weak side rebound is grabbed by Burns. 7 unofficial rebounds for Burns on the night. Right wing, Clark to Conrad left side. Moret tried to go inside. It's stolen away by C.J. Gainey, and he's up on the other end. He gives for Lichty. Lichty left open, picks it up top of the key, goes right corner for Gainey. Gainey dribbles into the backcourt. Inside 3 to play. 20 on the shot clock for Huron, and in the backcourt we're going to get a bump foul as Moret bodied up C.J. Gainey. Oh, they're going to call it on Conrad.
Both kind of bumped him, but again, the entry pass turnover is just forced. You know, you hold on to it a couple extra seconds, make sure your post player has that position. I think Moret just kind of forced it, so led to the turnover, but then again the foul. So now with both teams being in the bonus, Huron, good free throw shooting team. Again, they were 8 of 8 in the first half. So the last thing you want is to just give them free points from the line, as Gainey connected on the first.
And he misses the second one. Burns with a rebound. It's a 13-point lead with 2:40 to go. Right elbow, Lease has it. He pivots, dribbles, spins down the right side of the lane, gathers himself up, and looked like it was good. It didn't stay in. And on the rebound, Rogers saves it in off of Lease, who was on the deck. And it's off of Lease's shoulder, out of bounds, back over to Huron. I don't know how that shot didn't go down. It looked like he hit it right in the right spot on the backboard. Just didn't come down in. Full court pressure. They get it into Moding. Back to Lichty, guarded by Conrad. And he loses the ball, does Lichty, and picks it up. And we're going to get a foul. I didn't like that call. But
I thought if anything, it
looked like it should have been a travel.
I was going to say he wanted to pass it. He didn't, and then he hit it again, I think himself. But then, timeout.
Timeout by...
So no foul.
Huron. 30-second timeout.
Okay.
So apparently no foul.
No foul. No.
Player must have called a timeout because he pointed at the 3 players. It looked like he was calling a foul, but I think he was saying a timeout called by Lichty. So there we go. We figured it out.
I was going to say that's a very touchy foul if they were going to call that.
Yeah.
And again, both teams sitting in the bonus, a lot of fouls. And really it's just come down to Brookings. The second half, they've got open looks down low, but a lot of those forced entry passes resulting in the turnovers. You know, that they had 11 in the first half. I want to say that was up to, I think it's at 21, so 10 more, if not more, here in the second half. But again, down 13, they just got to get a stop. If they can get it to 10, you still got time. 2:24 left. By no means are you out of it. You just got to find a way to get it to 10, if not single digits, to claw back into it.
Timeouts, as a reminder, brought to you by Brookings Engraving in downtown Brookings. Lichty gets it inbounds to Zaveski, and he passes up ahead right side to Rogers, who will bring it across the timeline. And a double team in the backcourt. He gets it down in the corner to Moding. Back out to Rogers. Rogers leaves in the backcourt for Zaveski. 15 on the shot clock. Zaveski dribbles right baseline. Going to get a foul against Moding, bodying him up on the drive. I'm sorry, Ben Moret. And it'll be the third on Moret. And the 9th of the half, I believe, for the Bobcats. So the last one to give before they're in the double bonus. And it is 2:08 to go. Zaveski at the stripe. Eight of 9 from the line, unofficially. 9 of 10 now. And he's got 23 points. back up to 14 with 2:08 to go. Lefty's second free throw is good for Zaveski. It's a 14 or 15-point game rather, with 2:05 and counting to go. Conrad will bring it across. Dribbling, goes in the backcourt for Lease. Pass left side for Conrad. Conrad dribbles. Goes to Lease in the lane. Dribbles. Bounces it out for Burns. Burns. And he's going to lose it off of Davis, or Davis swiped it out of his hands out of bounds. Stays with the Bobcats. Underneath the basket. 1:52 to go. Conrad will inbound. He's looking in. He bounces it in for Burns. Burns powers his way underneath the basket against Davis, and Burns puts it up and in. Minute 45 to go. And on the passer on a double team, we're going to get a foul call. With that bucket, by the way, Burns now has 10 points. He's in double digits. Foul went on Nathan Lease. That's his first. Puts him in the double bonus. So 2 coming up for Zaveski. 24 on the night already. We'll have 2 from the stripe here. Trying to match his output from that first game back on January 5th of 27. First free throw is good for Zaveski. 25 on the night now.
Probably not one that you want to foul now. Again, if you can't cut back into this lead and you do have to start fouling towards the end, I would say he's one that they probably don't want to foul as he connects on the second.
Timeout on the floor, a 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here. It is 60-45 with 1:43 to go. Out of the timeout, it will be Brookings ball. They'll have to go the length of the court. I want to remind you, timeouts are always brought to you by Brookings Engraving in downtown Brookings. Bobcats, this is another one of those games where they just keep fighting. They're just one of those teams. Their effort is always there.
It is, exactly. And we see it both on the offense and defensive end. You know, it's not where they want to be. And I know, Huron getting to the line both first half and second half from the bonus isn't something Coach Rohrbach wanted. But again, it speaks just to the effort that they're giving. They are always up in their defenders' face, really trying to go for steals, tip passes, all that stuff. You never see them really sagging off. And granted, it's gotten here onto the line, but still, like you had mentioned, just the effort that they have brought every game speaks volume to this team really wanting to win.
Lease gets it in to Conrad. Back to Lease, now back to Conrad. He'll bring it across the timeline, left side. On the left wing, crosses over and gets it swiped away. Burns there to collect it. Right wing pass to Moret. Top of the key, Conrad. Left side now Clark. He dribbles to the baseline. Goes out in the backcourt to Lease. Down in, pass is intended for Clark and took out of bounds by Daney. Bobcats just need to look to get a shot up here. Can't afford to be wasting so much clock. Minute 24 to go. Bauman checks back in. Ben Moret will sit down. With a minute 24 to go. You get it to the right side, Clark. Dribbles to the wing, now goes in the backcourt for Lease. He'll pump fake, dribbles in, goes to Clark in the corner. 3 is up and good for Austin Clark. He shot well from downtown. 5 threes on the game. He's got 20 points. Stolen by Lease, dribbles in the lane, and he'll put it in. He'll roll around and cut it to 10 with 1:05 to go. Will Lease, he's got 11. On the backcourt. Lichty brings it across the timeline, goes to Moding. Moding top of the key, pass right side of the backcourt to Davis. Bottom of the circle to Lichty. Lichty's going to be fouled by Conrad. It'll be the 4th on Conrad, so 2 free throws coming up for Dylan Lichty with 50.1 seconds to go. 60-50 the score. Lichty 9 points on the game, trying to move into double digits with at least one of these 2 free throws. He's got the first one. He's into double digits with 10, and it's an 11-point lead. 50.1 ticks on the clock. A little post game for you. Take a look at stats. I believe we'll talk with head coach Rohrbach as well. Both free throws good for Dylan Lichty. 12-point lead. Conrad dribbles in, goes in the corner for Clark. In the backcourt, Lease will hoist a 3 and left it short. Saved in by Bauman, and it goes right to Modig. And now we'll get a whistle in the backcourt. Foul is going to go on Austin Clark. That'll be his 3rd. 2 free throws coming up for Dylan Lichty once again. Who hit his 2 on the previous trip. 45.6 to go here. Lichty, free throw is good. He's now 3 of 3 from the stripe. The game where the Bobcats we mentioned have been fighting throughout. They've been down by as many as 21. Had it down to 10 moments ago. Second free throw for Lichty, rolls around and drops. To a 14-point lead. Less than a second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Bauman 3 from the left corner, no good. Rebounded by Zaveski, and we'll get a whistle on the rebound. And they're going to say a foul on Moding. All right. He doesn't like it. I couldn't see what was going on down in that corner, so I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't either.
One way or the other. But it's going to be the 9th foul of the half for the Tigers, so 1-1 coming up for Bauman.
Was it on the shot? We don't know. I know they're in the bonus, but it looks like it was
like
not on the
1-1.
shot. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Bauman hits the first one. His first point of the night. 80% free throw shooter coming in was Ryan Bauman. And he goes 1 for 2 here. On the rebound, grabbed by Gainey. And now bringing it across is going to be Moding. Shot clock is off, and the Tigers are just going to let the time expire. And they're going to come away with a win by 13. 64-51 will be the final here inside Bob Jostad Gym at Brookings High School. Inside 5, I'm just going to let it go here. 64-51 the final. We will take a break. We'll have a post game for you. We'll take a look at stats with Alec Johnson here in a few minutes. We'll pick a player of the game, and I believe talk with head coach of the Bobcats, David Rohrbach, as well. We will take a 5-minute break. We'll have stats for you. When we come back, you're listening to Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Running to bad, well-built equipment.